Now, when you're in danger of losing your house, of course, you can be very vulnerable to things like rescue scams. And the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, which is part of the Treasury Department, in May they issued a consumer advisory to be on the lookout for rescue foreclosure scams. And what they found was it fell into three basic categories. First, there's the lease-back or repurchase scam. Now, in that, somebody offers to pay your mortgage and rent your home back to you. But in return, you have to sign your deed over to them. And then they say, oh, we'll sell the home back to you, but it's not likely that's going to happen. The next type is refinance fraud. That involves someone posing as a mortgage broker or lender who offers to refinance your loan. Then the con artist will trick you into signing papers. You think you're signing papers for a loan and you're actually signing your house over to them. The third category, bankruptcy schemes. And there are several types, and they can get extremely complicated. But one or more con artists will take a partial interest in your house. Then they'll take advantage of the bankruptcy laws to stretch out the time period to bilk you out of your money. So what I'm wondering is, because this advisory has been issued nationwide, I'm assuming this is a big problem. Have any of you come into contact with clients who've been bilked like this?
We have come into contact with a lot of clients. In fact, some clients have even lost their homes already because of some scam or another. And anytime you have a vulnerable population like this, scams will definitely abound. And so homeowners got to be very careful about who they're talking to, first of all, and the credibility. And as I said earlier, there are a lot of free services out there in the marketplace with very reputable organizations. So you don't have to get caught up in somebody that's promising to relieve all of your headaches and pains. Go and talk to a credible agency that's certified by HUD, certified by the United Way, and that way you can at least avoid all of those scams. You named three, but I'm sure there's about 50 out there.
Yeah, they probably all have the same basic scenario.
Sure.
And as an attorney, yeah, I'm sure
you come into contact with those, and Missouri is one of the few states that has a foreclosure consultant act, which is pro-borrower and very effective in sometimes setting aside these fraudulent schemes. And so see a lawyer as well.
Mm-hmm. Ruth, we had an interesting situation recently that is another twist on the scam issue. This young couple was approached by a home seller who could no longer afford her home. And she said to this young couple who wanted to buy a home, give me $1,800 and you can take over my home payments. And they were thrilled. So they never saw a lender. They moved into the home, gave her $1,800, made the first payment to the lender, and found out that the woman was 10 months behind in her mortgage. So they have the deed in their name.
And so all these other back payments they're responsible for?
Well, it's up in the air because it's such a...
So complicated.
So complicated.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Dan and I have talked a little bit, but it's very complicated. So there are scams out there for home buyers, too, if you're not careful, because that loan was not assumable, and yet they went ahead and did that. So we still don't know if that family's going to have to move, and I kind of imagine they may, which is too bad.
Once again, read everything through or have a professional read it for you.